now, Infantipim School, University Practice Senior High School, Asin State College, and Edinaman Senior High School have booked a place at the National Science and Maths Quiz Championship scheduled for October this year. Infantiman girls, for the third time back-to-back, will mount the national stage after they were walloped with a 48-point gap by University Practice Senior High School. Maxwell Agbagba witnessed all of that yesterday. He joins me via Zoom for a conversation. Maxwell, the central region has not been so strong. Is it surprising that the regional director of education says the trophy will return to the central region? Have they proven to you, because you've been to the Greater Accra region where we know Presec is super strong, have they given you any indication that they are close to the trophy?
Well, yes, Mama, I think they have given the indication. In fact, the schools from the Greater Accra region would have to really start preparing very hard for the national championship. Because here in the central region yesterday, I saw some of the highest points, recorded in the regional qualifier. So we saw that with Infantipim School, they had 56 points in their contest. University Practice Senior High School came up against a school, being like Infantiman girls, but they managed to win that contest with 67 points. So 67 points, 66 points, some of the highest, that I've seen in the regional qualifiers. So you can't say that really Central Region will be a force to reckon. We know that in 2019, St. Augustine's College actually won the regional championship. They went ahead to win the national championship. In fact, the director of education says the trophy, the National Science and Maths trophy, belongs to the Central Region because, of course, this is the bastion of education. If you're talking about the first-class schools and all the big schools, they are all located here in the Central Region. And, of course, yesterday when I had interactions with the contestants from the Infantipim School, they told me that, look, we do not belong to the regional. So even when we've won a competition, we don't think we need to jubilate. We think the big job is ahead at the national. That is when we can start bragging. That is when we can start celebrating. So now we are not really, jubilating or celebrating for now. We're waiting to get to the national stage. So all the schools here in the Central Region are poised for action, and they're just waiting for October so that, we hit the ground running so we can separate the boys from the men. But yesterday, Edinaman Senior High School actually qualified. It was a close contest at a point. They were winning throughout, but at a point it felt like Igwakwe Brim Senior High School, we're going to beat them, we're going to overtake them to win the trophy, but that did not happen. To win the contest, but that did not happen. Subsequently, we had the contest where University Practice Senior High School, Infantiman girls. The point gap was so huge. It was a 48-point gap. Nobody expected that. Infantiman girls, we know them 3 times in a row. They've missed out on being on the national stage. In 2020, in fact, Asin State College prevented them from getting onto the national stage. Asin State College yesterday qualified against the 2021 national championship, which will be held, in Accra. So really, all the schools are poised for action. They tell me they cannot wait for October to come for them to mount the big stage.
Okay, well, Maxwell, we will let you go for now. Maxwell reporting from the Central Region. And let's cross over to the Nut Hall in Tamale, where Manuel Kranting is standing by. There you are, Manuel. Good morning. What's been happening there? I see there's a contest today.
Yes, about 5 contests today, Mama V. Let me say a very good morning to you. And the Northern Regional Championship started yesterday and took off on a very exciting note. The highest set of points
at the end of their contest. That was really exciting. By the end of yesterday's contest, 4 schools that qualified for the national tournament. Tamale Senior High School is one of them. So Cal for him, Senior High School. There was Tamale Islamic Senior High School, and then also Business SHS interesting because there are about 2 business schools in the northern region that are doing exploits, making exploits really in the competition. And, it's worth noting also that the only seeded school from the northern region, the not a science school, typically, is actually a business school, a northern business school. And so the northern region brings a lot of, different dynamics into the competition. But let me not do all the talking. Let me bring in the program coordinator for the National Science and Math Quiz at the Northern Zone, Stephen Yankee, to join us quickly and talk to me about what exactly the process has been like. Mr. Yankee, good morning. Grateful that you could speak to us.
Yeah, good morning, Manuel. We appreciate the coverage on joining this year for the regional qualifiers.
Well, we've been to 2 exciting regions already, the Upper East and Upper West, and now we're in the Northern region. Tell us, what's been the distinct, presentation that the Northern region has got?
Well, I think the performance yesterday from Tamale Senior High School was very impressive. Tamale Senior High School had been seeded over the last about 4 editions of the National Science and Math Quiz. And for the first time in about 4 years, they returned to the regional qualifiers. And I think they showed that this is not where they belong. They belong among the seeded schools. And we saw yesterday, some may argue that the schools they've met yesterday were no match for them. That is true. And in fact, their co-equals are at the 1A stage. But we'll see how their performance will level up with those from Upper East when they meet in the championship tomorrow. Remember, Notre Dame Senior High School is coming. Bolga Senior High School is coming. Francis Xavier is coming. This is where we will see the quality or the staff that the team from Tamale Senior High School is made up of. You mentioned also the team from Business Senior High School. They also did very well yesterday, qualifying with 44 points. That was very impressive. I think they also showed that they are in for some business this year, and we need to see what they would also display during the championship that will come off tomorrow.
Interesting. Now, you've made a point about the Northern Business School, which is of course seeded, and then the Business Senior High School, which qualified yesterday. But yesterday I spoke to Dr. Peter Atifa, who is the Regional Director of the GES, and he made a point that the schools should be looking at employing strategists, specialized trainers to, prepare their students in the competition. I mean, does that matter anyway in the competition?
Well, some schools certainly have more experience when it comes to National Science and Maths Quiz than other schools. And so in that case, there are coaches in some of these schools who have a lot more experience. What I know is that some regions from time to time even organize refresher courses for the quiz coordinators, and they bring on board some of these experienced teachers as facilitators of these sessions. So they help some of these regions in their preparations. And every now and then we hear schools poaching National Science and Maths Quiz teachers from other schools. I think it's a good thing. It just goes to show that the schools take the quiz more seriously, and certainly we would like to encourage them to continue to do their best to see how best their schools will perform on stage after all these background things that they do.
So how many schools are qualifying from the Northern region?
So 6 schools are qualifying from the Northern region. 4 schools qualified yesterday: Kalpohin Senior High School, Tamale Islamic, Tamale Senior High School, and Business Senior High School. We have 2 more contests from the Northern region this morning. The first contest features Ghana Senior High School, Tamale. They were seeded last year. Unfortunately, they lost their seed, so they are back at the regionals. They meet Pont Tamale Senior High School, Ambaria Senior High School, and Pandai Senior High School. Then the last contest for the Northern region will feature Zabzugu Senior High, Willensi Senior High, Saboba EPSHS, and Dabopa Technical Institute. After these 2 contests, we will have the Northeast regional qualifier, just 1 contest. It will feature Walewale Senior High, Bumpurugu Senior High Technical, Nankpanduri Business Senior High School, and Nalerugu Senior High School. And then we'll have the Savannah contest, which will feature Damango Senior High, Salaga SHS, Tiayama Salaga, Indira Jakpa Senior High Technical School, and Buipe Senior High School.
I see. And so it promises to be really exciting. And we're looking forward to the contest. Thank you very much. And so that's Stephen Yankee. He's program coordinator for the National Science and Maths Quiz, particularly the Northern Zone. And he's just been talking to me about, the specifics of the contests that have been, that have gone on already, and then the ones that we're expecting to have today. So really, you're seeing a lot of the business schools making strides in the competition, Mama V, but there's so much more to be desired. What is expressed in the director's, caution that the schools should be looking at employing more trainers, specialized trainers by that I mean, to give them the opportunity to do better in the competition, Mama V. All
right, so we've got 5 contests, Mano. Get some tours, Afi, and get ready for all the contests so we can update our viewers.
Well, I'm in the mood for the Sanla. You can see my dress.
I can feel you. Mano Kanting is in Tamale right now at the Nat Hall reporting on the 28th edition of the National Science and Maths Quizzes. The originals taking place currently, and we've been updating you. We'll end in the middle of May, of course. All eyes on the national exercise that will happen in October. Log on to myjournline.com. You can also go to the Joy News Facebook page for more updates on this. This is how we wrap up our show today. We thank you so much for your company. We will see you certainly, God willing, tomorrow.